Howdy, friends! I'm Cablasto.
And I'm Yoli.
And we host a podcast called Spaghetti and Freddy, in which we discuss both spaghetti westerns and the Nightmare on Elm Street film series.
That's right. And a new episode drops every Friday morning. Just search for Spaghetti and Freddy to find us. Thanks for listening.
Ciao for now.
This is episode 116 of Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. And with us this week, from Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, is Kevin Cablasto. Coming in.
Yeah.
You're like here once every 5 episodes. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That seems to be.
I think I'm getting to the level of where on Instagram I need to be included in like brackets or something.
Yes.
So,
okay. We'll work on that.
Okay.
This week,
yeah.
we're continuing our tour of the United States. And Mr. Cablasto wanted us to go to Connecticut.
Oh, I so badly did.
Because what did they film there?
They filmed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
I knew you were
whoops. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I must have misspoke. It's because I'm so used to talking about Nightmare on Elm Street over on my other podcast, Spaghetti and Freddy.
Thank you.
In which we talk about spaghetti westerns and the Nightmare on Elm Street film series and all things Freddy Krueger.
I almost forgot to say that. I was gonna.
It's good. No, I had that Freudian slip, which was not planned.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. But no, here I am on Seddy Bimco with Tim Hamilton talking about Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Not The Revenge, just Part 2.
That's true.
Before we do this, I have an age-old question.
What is your age-old question?
Did the pool boy ever get revenge on Jesus for walking on the pool just after he cleaned it with those dirty hippie sandals?
Oof.
That's
Classic
fine.
Jesus.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge.
We're back, baby.
The premier podcast for creating revenge stories for movies that didn't have them.
Yeah. Congrats on episode 100.
Thank you.
I think I missed it. So.
Garbage Pail Kids, you never saw that one?
I love that movie, yes.
Well, before we start, we always pick a piece of paper from a jar.
Yes.
With numbers that correspond to a list.
Listen,
because
to the listeners, I've never actually seen this jar. I hear the paper rustling, but that's about it. Oh, I wish I didn't see the jar. In my head, the mystery is much better than the reality.
It rained today. It's a big storm. Everything's damp. But
I forgot you have no roof.
We pick.
You were living in your Jason type shack.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That's what we have in Brooklyn. Adjacent type shacks.
Yeah. Okay, so what question do you have there, Tim?
Oh, well, after we talk about this movie, we're going to ask ourselves what character from this movie would be most likely to, and this week, likely to bring up politics at a Russian baby shower.
Okay.
Wow. What was I thinking when I wrote these?
Did you write that one? Did George write any of these? Did you write all of them?
George did write a bunch.
Okay.
That must be his.
Okay. Was this?
I'll highlight it. Who's most likely to bring up politics at a Russian baby shower? Oh,
okay.
Kevin, you can't wait.
I'm so excited. I'm Googling Russia. I'm Googling baby shower. I'm preparing.
I think they're illegal there, but let's not get ahead of it.
Yeah.
So, yes. From the is there a Freddy and spaghetti in the works? Should I ask?
I think you're okay to ask. I was recently asked to do a few things to prepare.
Yeah.
Porky Pig over here.
Preparate?
Preparate things for the podcast. So I believe we are coming back soon.
Okay.
We take these very, very relaxed breaks here and there.
I know. So, you need a nap.
Yep. And then we'll come back full force. My head will be spinning.
Are you also going to advertise Needle Drop Records in Rochester, New York?
Sure. I went to
at some address that Kevin won't tell us, but
somewhere
in Rochester,
somewhere on Monroe Ave. Yeah, that's all I can tell you.
You were just there. Sorry.
No, I asked him to get me a record recently, and then he couldn't get it. So I was at Target with him, and he said, "Just buy it here." So I'm like, dude, I'm really trying to help out the small business, but listen, well, okay, fine.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't going to order a copy of the Ghostbusters soundtrack.
I mean, listen, people love that movie. People love that soundtrack.
He's like, keep that filth at Walmart.
That's right. So anyway, what's going on in Brooklyn?
What's going on in Brooklyn? Really nothing. Just raining very hard for us today. Storm.
It's the same in upstate.
And I saw. Something happened in Brooklyn. Something happened.
Yes.
I finally saw Dune 2.
Okay, what'd you think?
Fantastic. I give it 1 star out of 5.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I loved it. I loved it.
I was gonna say the way you said fantastic, it was like your body has never uttered those words. So it's like a cat coughing up a hairball.
It's amazing they let them do that art direction where everything is pretty much black and white. Like there's the sun is orange here and there, but costumes all black and white.
You're talking about that one scene.
That one scene.
I guess they filmed it with like.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. No, all the costumes they're black and white
or something.
Like the skin is white, the costume's black, pretty much for everybody.
You're talking throughout the entire movie?
Well, yeah. What the Harkonnen family? They seem to be white faced.
Yeah. Yes.
So I mean, there's just very little color.
Yes. For that, for those people, yes. And then on the sandy planet, there's a lot more color.
A little more. It's just orange. Just orange.
Yeah.
So.
I think you should get your eyes checked. I'm worried that you saw a different movie than I did.
No.
Or the
it's like
film production.
It's almost a sepia tone movie with black and white scenes.
Okay. I mean, there is that scene where it takes place on Harkonnen.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Part 1.
Okay.
Talking part 1.
No, in part 2, where they film it like with black light or something like that, where it's stark, where the sun itself is black.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a scene where he's like it's Austin Butler's character, and he's like fighting all the people. It's his birthday or something like that.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Where they're supposed to be drugged, and it's like you didn't drug them.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. That was filmed a special way. I thought, and that is like stark black and white.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that.
But a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Like Psycho. Did you ever see the movie Psycho?
Yes, I've seen that.
There's no color in that either.
What?
We'll get to the movie because you've got a party to go to. And this movie, this takes place.
Yeah. I'm going to the Mark Twain Appreciation Society's Memorial Day shindig. So,
do they still have shock jocks up there?
Sure.
They do not.
I don't listen to the radio.
When I first,
they must.
When I first went to school, it was near Rochester, I'll say Community College, and that's the first time because I'm from a little town where I like heard these guys in the morning, doing the crazy calls to people. I forget what the pranks were even, but
was it Brother Weeze back then?
I don't remember.
Okay,
I don't remember their names.
Yeah,
but I was also shocked
by the jocks.
Yes, and Ruth Westheimer was on. And her show was just so explicit. I was like, this old lady's just talking about this. It was
Dr. Ruth.
Yes, blew my mind.
Yes, I who calls her Ruth Westheimer?
You call her what?
I said, who calls her Ruth Westheimer?
Just her friends.
People call her Dr. Ruth.
Just her friends.
Okay.
And her husband.
Yeah.
I have no idea if she's still alive.
Which are you?
Which am I?
Yes. So.
I hope she's still alive. I don't know.
Do you want me to look it up?
No, I don't.
Okay. Hopefully, you
I know she once dated Mark Twain, so I hope she's still alive.
True. Holy shit, she's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah. She is 146.
It's all that healthy sex.
It is. No, she is currently 95, and due to the Seddy Bimco curse, she will pass away within the week. So.
Oh no.
Sorry, Dr. Ruth.
Let's talk about the movie.
Yes.
It took place in Connecticut. It was filmed in Connecticut.
Yes.
Do you have Connecticut facts?
I do. So you would swear I was making this up.
Nope, I know what you're going to say.
Okay.
You're going to say somebody's born there?
I was going to say that.
Who?
So a few celebrities were born there.
Mhm.
Well, actually, no, not born there, but spent a lot of time there.
Oh, okay.
So you can go there and you, Tim, can
Yeah.
step into a famous author's home at the Mark Twain house.
I know. That's what
And-
he was born
yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
That's what I read.
Okay. I don't doubt that you're right. There was a period of time where he lived there in Hartford with his wife.
Yep.
So, did you know that his real name was Samuel Clemens?
What?
Yes, and
He's a fake?
he used the pen name Mark Twain,
What?
and he lived there with his wife and children.
What could Twain mean? What could Mark Twain mean?
No idea.
It's a
I
mystery.
don't know. No one will ever know.
Only
So, I've asked.
only Ruth Westheimer knew when she was dating him.
Yes, exactly. So, yes.
She taught him that term. It was a very sex positive term.
Yes, and she would say that it's all about the semen. And I'd say I don't want to talk about sex with you. It's just you don't understand what I'm saying.
I say you should ride on a steamboat,
Yes.
which isn't really a seaman. It's more of a riverman.
That's true.
So he's like, what are you talking about?
Listen, I'm grasping here. So there's also several other celebrities that were born there.
I know.
Michael Bolton
Oh, I didn't know that one.
was born in New Haven. Christopher Lloyd,
Didn't know that one either.
was born in Stamford. And Sean Connery was born and raised in Greenwich.
No, he was spawned in Scotland.
Nope. I go by Google, and this is what it told me. Google AI would never steer me wrong.
You didn't see Benedict Arnold?
I did see that on there, but I wanted to leave you something to say. So, yeah.
I think he, I don't know. He betrayed the country, right?
Turncoat is the term that I have in quotes. So I don't know what it means. I'm assuming it means he was a fashionable man.
That's a term that Dr. Ruth Westheimer taught him when she was dating him.
That's good.
Turncoat.
Yes.
He's like,
It
disgusting.
I thought turncoat was to get a second use out of the condom.
Oh, wow. It's known as the Constitution State and the Nutmeg
Yes.
State.
Oh, yeah.
And Mark Twain died there.
Yep. Well, he's buried there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No one said he was dead.
No one said he was dead.
Yep.
So this movie, you told me when we texted about it that
Yeah.
you don't really like this movie.
And I'm happy to eat that statement.
Well, you like it now?
I enjoyed it.
I thought you'd seen it before. No?
Yes, I had.
Okay.
But I was probably 18.
Aha.
So it's 2 years ago.
Yeah. You've forgotten it.
Yes. No, I think when I first watched this movie, my history with this movie was I basically was late to the game with horror movies,
Mm-hmm.
which is to say I was around 18. And so I considered myself as having arrested development of not seeing every horror movie by that point.
Wow.
So this will put it firmly in a time, went to this video store, rented the VHS tapes of the entire series.
Oh, wow.
And then
Wait a minute.
yes.
How many are there? When did they stop making Jason movies? Like when he went to space?
No, yeah, we had, I think it was up till space. Let me look
Wow.
and see when Jason X, let me see what year that was. Jason X is at 2001.
Yeah.
So maybe Jason X was out then. It must have been.
Wow.
It was probably more relatively new. So anyway, regardless,
That one can't be good.
I love Jason X, actually.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that one is very fun. So anyway,
So
maybe Jason X wasn't included.
Okay.
But I do remember that we got to Jason Takes Manhattan in the first night.
Wow.
But so basically we were marathoning. It was me, my girlfriend at the time, and then a friend, and we were marathoning these on a small TV and
Mhm.
going through the first movie.
A lot of drugs.
In the movies, yes.
For you guys to stay up and watch them.
Yeah. I think we were drinking
Red Bull?
Yeah, that didn't exist back then.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What?
But anyway, yeah. Sorry. I think we were drinking Coke Zero. No, that still exists. We were drinking crystal clear Pepsi.
Okay.
There we go. I'm trying to think of a
Before
soda that doesn't exist.
Before
anymore.
Red Bull
No,
was
no,
a
no.
drink, it was a sex positive
honest-
term that Dr. Ruth Westheimer would use. So.
That's good. That's good. No, honestly, we're probably drinking Surge.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. There's a soda.
I
of the
vaguely
time.
remember that. I don't drink soda. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't keep track of all this stuff. There's one, I like all the
yes.
food in like Chinatown, but I'm sure you've heard of this. They have the drink where it's a drink, but it has like
V8.
round pudding balls in it.
Yes, it's called boba tea.
And I just can't stand that it's
No.
either solid or liquid. But
I
drinking
agree.
something with solids in it, it's just a revulsion thing that goes on in your mouth.
It's like balls of mucus. I know.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
So
The ladies in my life love to have boba tea, and I pass.
I forgot it's
So,
called. That.
Boba tea. It's called boba tea. I've said it
'Cause
18 times.
It sounds like bubble, so it's easy to remember, right?
It's like Boba Fett.
Yeah, or Boba Fett.
Boba tea. Yes.
Boba tea.
Um,
So
that's what I tell the Chinese people working there every time. I say it's like Boba Fett.
yeah,
And they just
they
say,
punch you.
yes. They just smile and nod. So anyway, yes. So
Tom-
I binged these movies on VHS, and that was, I think, the last time I saw this one.
Okay.
Since then, I've rewatched some of the ones I liked more. But after watching The Prowler,
Oh yeah, we have a lot to talk about
with you recently, I don't know. I had more appreciation for this movie.
And we recently watched The Elephant Man. We're like, hey, he's got a sack on his head, just like the Prowler and this guy.
You looked in the mirror recently,
Yes.
and you're like, hey, I thought I started this fashion.
So Tom Savini was asked to do work on this, but he went to work on a movie called Midnight, which I never heard of.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I need to look
Interesting.
it up. Yeah, because we know that he came back for, I think, part 4 after he had done The Prowler, coincidentally.
Oh yeah. And
So-
did he do the first chase?
He did. He did.
It's Friday 13th. Okay.
He did.
I think I saw something on TV where he actually helped them stage the fight at the end where she fights the mother. Did you
Oh,
see
okay.
the same thing? I guess
On
they were
on
doing
TV. Did
huh?
I see the same thing that you saw
Yeah.
on TV?
No, but I mean it was the internet. Come on.
Oh,
Whatever. A screen.
You said
a
on
glowing
TV.
screen.
Oh my god.
The glowing screens that appear everywhere around you on your phone.
I hope you call them all TV. Honey,
Yeah.
hand me the TV. It's my TV's ringing.
I do call it the TV.
TV. Oh god. Amazing.
Even the mirror. I said, can you hand me the TV?
Yes.
It's the best show. But I think I saw something somewhere where the fight at the end was pretty terrible and he had to go and
The first movie?
yeah,
Mhm.
he had to go help them choreograph it or something. It took all night.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it either.
So yeah, no Tommy S. Most of the crew was there and the director walked.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do the same thing over again.
Yep.
It's interesting. I honestly didn't know this till now that Friday the 13th was another situation where in this case, the director, maybe some other people wanted it to be an anthology like Halloween.
Like Halloween. I read that.
And, but no, they pretty quickly, it never strayed from the formula. You know, Halloween 3 is notorious for doing something different, which I love Halloween 3. But, they didn't bother with this, and
I did see, if you watched what I watched, I just happened to find a video. They said they made a sequel because the first one was so successful. The only movie that was above it was Empire Strikes Back, and I thought, no,
Oh, wow.
it wasn't that good. And I looked up online, and I found that is not correct. Friday the 13th is number 17, though. That's pretty high up there,
it's pretty good.
below Star Wars, Stir Crazy, Airplane, all this other stuff.
No, do the full list.
No,
Yeah.
17
So,
movies.
I did hear
You
this.
guessed them.
Yes. Well, part 2 did really pretty well. I believe it was the second one and not the first one. Actually, no, it might have been the first one. It doesn't matter. One of the two.
Mhm.
Basically, whatever year The Shining came out.
That same year.
Yeah,
Shining
was
is
that-
up above
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, initially Friday the 13th beat it.
Ooh.
Like opening weekend.
Wow.
It beat it. So
Ouch.
that was enough for them to be like, okay, there's something going on here with this, enough to continue to invest in the series.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't even
Obvi-
think that because, I mean,
obviously not over time, but initially, you know,
do you want to just give the basic plot?
sure.
Did you do a synopsis? Did you come prepared with a synopsis?
No. Why would I? But I can just give one.
Give one.
So the beginning of this movie basically recaps the first movie, which a bunch of kids went to camp. Mrs. Voorhees, which turns out to be the killer. Spoiler alert. In the first movie, she turns out to be the killer. She's getting revenge because her baby boy, possibly special needs baby boy, we'll talk about that later, drowned because the camp counselors were busy fornicating rather than watching him.
Red bulling. They were red bulling.
Red bulling, yes. Okay. You're too hip for me. And so she seeks revenge and goes after them. One of them survives and kills her and beheads her.
Yep.
And this movie starts off with the survivor of that having flashbacks to basically what I just mentioned.
Well, you forgot an important part, that she survives, gets in a canoe, and we think it's over, but
sure,
possibly. In the first movie, it's like a dream, we think.
Pretty she sure. Survives, gets in a canoe, and out of the lake, in which baby Jason... Camp Crystal Lake, so it's assumed to be Crystal Lake.
Did you say Camp Baby Jason?
No, I said Camp Crystal Lake.
Okay, I was like, well, what's Camp Jason Baby?
I
Baby
think you're hearing what you want to hear. I'll be interested to see what the recording said. But anyway, regardless, Jason lunges out of the movie at the end of the first Friday the 13th and pulls her out of the canoe.
Yes.
But it's revealed to be a quote unquote dream.
Right.
But I have to mention, in the beginning, that same character is dreaming, and she dreams her dream in her dream.
I know. Part 2 here.
Yes, in part 2. So I thought that was pretty amazing. So then part 2, I'm just going to come out with the spoiler because it's not really much of a spoiler. Jason is seeking revenge on other people.
Yeah, for beheading his mom, I guess.
Yes. So he starts off by going after the woman who beheaded his mother. Apparently. So,
but this is supposed to be right after the first movie?
So
and why is she still in this town where all her friends were murdered?
Here's the thing. She basically answers the phone, tells her mom, I have to do this. This is what I need to do to move on, which we don't know what she's doing exactly.
No.
And past that, we find out later that she gets killed by Jason.
Yeah.
We find out later that it was supposed to be 2 months after the events of the first movie.
Okay.
Then the rest of the events of the movie are 5 years after the events of the first movie.
Right.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre.
And why is she still in that town where all her friends were murdered anyway?
Well, I would argue that she's not in that same town.
Oh, I thought
because she's in some house and she moved away from there, and that's what she has to do. I really don't know.
I read it was the town, but I don't know.
Maybe that makes sense. Maybe she went back there to face her fears or something. And it's not explained. It's not explained.
This movie,
it's a summer camp, so people could be coming in from all over.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the town she lives in.
But this movie starts like it. Did you notice? There's a kid playing in the stream by the road.
Sure.
You probably don't remember that. It did.
I remember it very well.
It started just like that. And then the kid gets called home. And then we see adult legs, which are Jason.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
That's just, I just noticed that. So I had to say it.
Oh my God, Tim! This is a podcast. You're like a shock jock. You say the things that other people won't say on their podcast. So we can break it down now.
We broke it down.
Synopsis done. Yeah. But here's the thing: she talks to her mom. She goes to the shower. She comes out. The phone rings again, and so she gets distracted. We get a cat scare of a stray cat coming in. Yeah. She opens a fridge, and there's a severed head in the fridge. Which is that her mom's head? It's not Jason's mom's head.
I think it is supposed to be.
Really? But just
maybe.
Fresher?
Whose else? Whose would it be? Oh, yeah, Fresher. No, this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's 2 months after.
It is.
We see the head later, but it's been 5 years. So there would be some shrinkage.
He's a woodsman.
That's the thing, though. Jason found out where she lived, tracked her, managed to find out her phone number, called her enough to distract her, to put the head in the fridge, and then he kills her. I have to look at my notes. How does he kill her?
I think he just shows up behind her with a knife, right?
Okay. And then also here she's tea kettle on the stove,
Yep.
and he takes it off of it goes off, and he takes it off. He removes it from the stovetop.
I did not remember that.
Yes. So that was the last shot before they jump to the future.
The credits.
Or yes.
Because I have a note here. I texted you. Why did they make the credits explode?
Oh, okay.
No explosions in this movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit in the mood. Fit with the mood.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that do not make sense.
Well, wait, do you,
yes?
the copy you watched, do you have commentary?
Yes. I didn't listen
because you said you bought
Yeah, I've got the Shout Factory box.
Man.
Set. Humble brag.
Think of what you could have told us.
I can make stuff up.
We do that anyway.
The producers said that the movie needed more explosions, so we inserted one into the title sequence, and kids love explosions, so
I love that bit.
We think that's why we were a box office hit.
We asked Lucas to do it, but he was busy. Damn it.
ILM?
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
But they were busy.
Industrial Light and Magic could only loan us the light part.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, when explosives go off, they create quite a bit of light. So they did it for us. There you go. That's from the commentary.
That is. That's great. Yep.
Sorry, Shout Factory. Do not sue me.
So some new kids show up in town. It's 5 years later.
Yes. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Those two kids
Oh, shit, you're wrong. Sorry.
No?
She gets an ice pick in her head. That's how she dies.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because also while they were filming this, that actress who was in this did not want to be in this movie.
Right, I read that.
Yeah, she was dealing with a stalker issue, which is nothing to joke about. And then she also, I think, she just did not want to be in the media spotlight. Yeah. So they killed her character off quick. But also, the retracting ice pick screwed up, and she did get hurt.
Ooh.
She not seriously injured or anything, but she got poked in the head.
Ouch.
So, also the disc did contain all the kills unedited.
Okay.
With no audio, but it was from the visual effects teams.
No audio. That's hilarious, right?
Yeah. So the visual effects. It was just the Benny Hill music playing over it, but which is weird that they could license that, but whatever. Yeah, but I mean, think about it. You're a visual effects guy. You put all this work into it. You want to show off the reel of the work you did,
right?
You don't want to show, here's the 3 seconds before the actual work that I put in was cut. So anyway. So you get to see a lot more.
These two kids, it's
So yeah, we're back in town.
Is their name Jeff and Terrence? Or did I get that wrong?
Terry
and Jeff? We'll get to it.
Yeah, sure. I thought there was a girl there, so I don't know where you're going.
That's what I mean. I thought her name was Terry.
Oh, okay.
They come to town in a monster truck.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I wrote down guy and girl.
I did too.
And then I eventually got to the point of where I got names. Mm-hmm. And then I reached the credits at the end of the movie and I wrote down everyone's name. So
well, that's where you need it, right at the end.
Yeah. So this is going to be one of those. but go ahead. So yeah, guy and girl show up in their truck. And
there's an old man telling them they're doomed.
Yes, they go to a payphone. Because they only half know the directions to where they're going.
What's a payphone? Our young listeners don't know.
It's where you go to order more Surge Cola.
Yes.
From Grubhub.
Or if you ever see that movie, Ted and Bill. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was.
Ted and Bill.
What? Isn't that right? Ted and Bill?
Sure.
Or is it Bill and Ted?
It is Bill
and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I know.
It is. That's actually our movie next week. But anyway. San Dimas.
That came from a sketch on SNL where these two kids had a TV show in the basement, right?
That's the one. Yeah.
You hate that show.
Which show?
SNL.
Oh my God.
What year to you was it great?
The Adam Sandler and
there we go.
The Mike Myers, Dana Carvey era.
Hasn't been good since, huh?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay.
So this old man tells them they're doomed. Was he in the first movie?
He was. It's the same actor, and he is hilarious in this movie as well.
Because I haven't seen the first movie in so long, I didn't know. But I thought I read he was in it.
The first I've seen more recently, and yes, he is the same guy that was in that.
He's not too hilarious in this. He does a few things, and
I say he's hilarious in my sense of the word. I say he's hilarious because he basically, they're on the phone trying to talk to their friend, and he's like, oh, just like eavesdropping. Oh, you're going up to the lake, are you?
Mm-hmm.
You're doomed. You're all doomed. Everyone's gonna die. And then he just strolls away on his bike.
He's like Charlie.
I guess you don't stroll on a bike. He is like Charlie
From Critters.
He's Charlie's dad. Critters and Critters 2.
Not 3?
We haven't got there yet.
Okay.
So, and he casually rides his bike around.
Yep.
So his messages of doom do not match how casually he rides on his bike with a basket and the bell. You're doomed. Bling bling with the bell. So
maybe
yes.
I don't know. Maybe he's just mad they're all driving cars. They're doomed.
It could be. That's what he means. He was trying to warn us in the year 2025, which is when we're recording this,
Mm-hmm.
That we should get away from fossil fuels.
Right? I think so.
Luckily, I think this character will be with us throughout the entire series. So
yeah.
he can constantly remind us of these messages. Anyway.
So they're on the phone. They're talking about an awesome time they're going to have with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Going to do a lot of Mark Twaining and Red Bulling. And their truck is being towed away. And they chase it down the street. And we meet their other friend whose name is Ted, because Ted is the jokester. He paid a guy to take their truck.
Max.
Yes. Good way. Good way.
The one name I actually recorded.
No, isn't it Ted? Oh, who?
No, Max is the truck driver who owns like the local. He's a mechanic.
A good way to get someone hurt or in a fight. Just pay them.
Yes.
Pay them to secretly tow your car away.
Yeah. And then he says, "Welcome to God's country."
Right.
So,
you know what that means.
Sure.
So they get in the truck with Ted. Ted's a jokester because he starts telling him a joke, and we only hear the punchline. Did you write it down?
The bear wiped his ass with the rabbit.
Yeah.
Which I've heard that joke.
I know.
Yeah, but
and then, I don't know.
It's not worth the effort to piece it together.
And then Ted said,
Yes.
And I also have an age-old question. Did that rabbit ever get revenge on his mom for naming him Charmin? There you go.
That's good. There you go.
There I go.
I did remember the joke, and thank you for helping me piece it together just now.
His name was Charmin. Yeah, I know.
Yes, it's good. It's good.
What was the joke? You want to tell me?
No.
Is it Who Ate the Bear's Hat? You know that book?
It's what's the difference between jelly and jam?
Wait. Well, you've told this before. Jelly and jam.
Yeah, I'm not telling it on the show.
Jelly's American.
Yes,
and jams
exactly.
for Jammy Dodger cookies in Britain.
Yes, exactly. There you go.
We know, Mr. Dirk.
It's a radio safe version.
It's a radio safe version.
It's a TV safe version. Everything's a TV now. Yes.
The Jammy Dodger.
Yes. If you're watching this on your TV, you are safe.
And if you're in Britain, you know what you say Americans call a Jammy Dodger?
What?
An Oreo. It's like
wow.
Mega stuffed. Oh, so that's a great joke about the bear and the rabbit.
It was just great.
Don't you know the kids' book, Who Ate My Hat?
No.
And it's a bear that ate that. Okay.
I was never a child.
It's newer, so I thought you'd read it to your young person.
No.
In your life. All right.
No, we only read books by George O'Connor and Tim Hamilton, like Super Squad 7 or whatever it's called. Yep.
Enough of that.
Yes.
So on the road, this girl realizes Connecticut is spooky. I don't know why. It looks nice to me. They find the sign for Crystal Lake.
Nope. Well, yes, they do. You're right. Well, there's like a tree down the road. They find the sign.
Oh, yeah.
And who's our scamp? Who's our ginger scamp?
Ted the jokester.
Ted the jokester says Camp Blood.
Yeah.
It's on the same lake we're going to.
Yep.
So you've got
They changed the name.
Yep. Yeah, no, it wasn't called. Yes. I don't think it was ever officially called Camp Blood.
I think so.
But anyway.
It gets the kids interested.
Now I want to see if Camp Blood is a movie in itself. It is.
I'm sure.
Yeah. No. Oh my God! There's a location called Camp Blood in Georgia.
Okay.
So, and there is a film called Camp Blood.
Wow.
So anyway, wow, things are
going.
how deep the rabbit hole goes. So anyway, so they get back in the car. We see all the kids are gathering. They're camp counselors. All the camp counselors are gathering together.
And again, they look the same age, but Paul is supposed to be in charge of them.
Yes. And just to be clear, there's no kids in this movie because they are camp counselors in training who are preparing it. That's a camp for trainees, basically.
Okay, yeah. Because Paul's like, it ain't all fun and games being a camp counselor. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
And I'm like, really? I think it mostly is.
Yeah. And then he lists a bunch of fun and games that they will be focused on this season. But anyway, Ginny, I believe that's her name.
That's his girlfriend of Paul, right?
Yeah, we found out that's his girlfriend, but she shows up late. We found out she's majoring in child psychology.
And Kevin.
Yes.
Every time we're on this show, this happens. She showed up in a Hitler car.
Oh, did she?
VW Bug. You didn't notice that?
I wondered why I had the mustache. Yeah.
The last time you were here, we talked about the Hitler car, and I forget what movie it even was, but it was a Volkswagen.
I think it was called Hitler the Love Wagon.
Hitler Bug?
Yeah. Yep.
Hitler Love Bug.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it was breaking down.
Yes, it was breaking down.
Or as she said, my car is sick.
That's what ladies said.
Who says that? Who says my car
ladies
is
in
sick?
1980?
I'm going to start showing up to the mechanic and say, my car is sick. So I need to save that line. So you basically find out everything we just told you.
There's a man with a wheelchair.
There is.
Because I thought this is interesting, ahead of his time.
Yeah. And he is a dude that you primarily see arm wrestling other people.
Yes.
So, maybe the stereotype of he has strong upper body strength because he lacks lower body strength. Yep. But I have to say, Paul tells Ginny, put your car in the lot. This place is starting to look like a Burger King.
I know. I was like, what?
What does that mean? And also,
there's Burger King. It's full of those little Hitler cars. I don't want this place.
Exactly.
I don't want you sticking this place up with Hitler cars.
There's nothing in the scene or on the set that implies anything that connects to what he says. Nope. So he also warns them that bears are dangerous.
Yeah.
and he tells, if you're a woman, don't wear perfume. So, which honestly, we see later. It's not, I don't think it's foreshadowing because I don't think the movie has that much self-awareness.
It had a little bit. We'll get to that. Like she's cutting wood with a chainsaw later. Unneeded.
No. There's a woman who puts perfume on later.
Oh. Sorry.
Yes.
See, you
okay.
paid attention to a small detail that I missed.
Well, I guess so.
And then he goes on in the same breath. He's like, and let me give you the straight dope on Jason. He might still be alive, you know. And
well, here's the thing. Yes, to get to that, we cut then to nighttime. And it is abrupt, and he's literally like, it picks up with him in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, really?
With what you're saying.
I missed that.
Yeah, he's like talking about Jason. He's like, he'd be full grown now, a creature stealing what he needs and living off animals. It's like, what the hell?
That's the Unabomber.
Yeah.
Was.
Seriously. Yes. And he said the lady that survived that night disappeared 2 months later. Blood is everywhere. No one knows what happened to her. Legend was it was Jason, saw his mother beheaded that night, and he'll seek revenge at anyone who enters his wilderness.
Yep.
And then he said 5 long years he's been dormant.
Yeah.
So a lot of exposition.
Because that's the cue for Ted to pop out wearing a rubber mask.
Exactly.
In his underpants.
Yes. And animal furs. Yes.
That wasn't animal furs.
Yes.
Human skin.
And so as the kids walk off getting the prank, someone's, I think he does say, so just in summary, like Jason's around, Mrs. Voorhees was killed, and Camp Crystal Lake.
Don't forget.
Camp Crystal Lake is off limits.
It's called it's called Lake Blood now.
Yes, exactly. So I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
We'll talk about her at various points. There's no good time to bring this up. But
no.
Mrs. Voorhees. And I had to check the credits. It is Mrs. So where's Jason's dad? Because she is not Miss Voorhees.
He went out for cigarettes a long time ago. Come on.
I guess so. He stayed Mrs. though.
Yeah,
throughout everything.
You've seen them all. They never used that character. Never utilized it.
No.
Okay.
The
Missed opportunity.
father character never. I can tell you who Freddy Krueger's parents are, but I
Bet you
can't
can.
tell you. Yeah.
Oh, I meant to say this earlier.
Yes.
I listened to a podcast. It's called What Went Wrong. I listened to this podcast, What Went Wrong. I'll give them credit.
Okay.
And they talked about Lord of the Rings. And maybe you know this, but if you don't, I want you to know this, that before he did Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson had these projects floating around, and he was offered to revamp the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Did you know this?
No, I did not.
Oh. And he told what his script idea was. It was somewhat in the future.
Oh, I did know this.
Yeah, kids took sleeping pills to go torment Jason, and so you do know that. And then
they didn't torment Jason; they tormented Freddy.
I mean Frayson, or Frasier. That's the show I want.
Yes,
yes, Freddy. They torment Freddy, and he has to learn how to fight back or something.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
you knew it.
No, you're good. Yeah, that was I think before they did
Lord of the Rings.
Well, yes. Yeah. But yes,
Peter
Peter
Her
Jackson.
Lovely Bones.
Yes.
Dead Alive. Wow, which one?
Meet the
Feebles.
Yes.
Another.
Okay, so let's get back to Jason.
Dr. Ruth. Sex
because I think we've
rebooting. So
I think we've yes. Go on.
Well, we did forget one little thing because you like that old man. He was riding his bike to the camp, and they nearly run him over. They show him.
It's
right?
true.
He's going all the way out in the woods.
Yes. Yes. Was it Ginny that almost ran him over?
Yeah, I forget who. So they now it's next morning, and they're being. I just want to bring this up.
Well, wait.
Oh?
Yes. No, it's night still.
Oh, does he die here?
Paul and Ginny are making out, and the creepy old man that tells everyone they're being doing is lurking outside, and he gets choked with barbed wire around a tree and dies.
I didn't know if he was wanting to peep on people or going to warn them.
I would assume he was peeping because what's he going to say? Hey, by the way, don't forget about the doom thing.
Yeah. He should have said that. The woods.
Yeah. Yeah. He just rides his bike out there at night and then he's like peeping and then he gets killed. Kind of I think that was karma getting to him.
It was.
So.
But during the counselor talk, I don't know if this happened the next morning. I just wanted to point this out because it's weird. Yes. The last thing he said was, and ladies, make sure you keep clean during your menstrual cycle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? That's...
Well, they were talking about attracting bears.
Oh, God.
I'm not joking. Yeah, that's...
You're not joking? What?
No, I'm not joking.
You're not joking?
That was literally part of his speech when he was talking about bears.
Oh, I missed that.
That's why he said don't wear perfume, and then he said the thing to ladies. Yes.
Now that's inappropriate, but let me tell you something.
Yes.
When I was in college,
there's other inappropriate things in this movie I'm choosing to ignore.
What?
Anyway, continue.
Did they actually show the red bulling? Wow, I didn't see that.
Oh my God. Okay.
When I was in college, our employment counselor.
I refuse to believe you're educated, but continue.
Our employment counselor.
Yes.
Told us about doing our interviews, and he did slip in. He said, "And girls do douche." He did like that, like a joke. Like
he said to douche ahead of your interview?
No, he's telling all of us how to go on our interviews. You know, dress nice, do this, that. And he just slipped it in. He goes, and ladies do douche like that. And he just kept talking. And we were like, wow. Is that really appropriate?
Oh my God. For
80s.
For any women listeners out there, don't douche. It's not actually healthy for your body.
Okay. I haven't looked into it that much. You're really into this. You're Mark Twain and you're Red Bulling.
If you look at my LinkedIn, it's on there. It's one of the only things that's listed. So, yeah. So kids are by the water. Two of the kids are a couple that we saw in the original. They say that they want to go off to Camp Blood.
This girl is like, I'm like, how old are you? She's like, I want to go see if it's spooky. You want to go swimming, smoke pot, whatever.
Can we talk about this guy's hat that he's wearing?
Why did it?
It's I don't know if it's of the time. It's like I need to look up a pork pie hat because I think that's just a hat I always want. No, it's not a pork pie.
Yeah, it was kind of the fashion then.
Okay, was it?
Now I remember.
It was not pork pie, but it was a sluggo type hat, right?
Ooh, no, that wasn't. See, you're seeing details I didn't see.
Okay,
we're never gonna.
Yeah, it was like Sluggo's hat from Nancy. It really was.
Okay. I think
Okay.
it was in passion.
Okay, I guess so.
I don't want to miss that we were introduced to a woman right away. I'm like, oh, you're going to be naked. She's
Okay.
wearing super tight pants, super tight shirt. And just
Oh,
like
yes.
Critters, again, what's
Yes.
what's with the movies you pick? We have a guy
Yes.
in the bushes, shoots her in the ass with a
Oh, yeah,
slingshot.
you're right.
Just
You're
like
right.
Critters 1. And
Yes.
they reference that shot in
Yes.
Critters 2.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. Yes.
1980s slingshots. That's how you met women. I was there.
It is. She's barely wearing...
Hide in the bushes and shoot them.
She's wearing shorts that barely fit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, I believe, wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt
Yep.
that is quite tight.
Yep.
And yeah, she gets hit with a slingshot and the buttocks.
And she does the whole thing with, oh, you...
Exactly.
Like,
Yes.
keeps walking.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a slingshot could be deadly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, that woman exists.
I know.
We are not currently following her in the scene.
Yeah.
No. I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay.
Because we will be coming back to her.
Oh, she loses her dog, Muffin. Was it
She
Muffin?
does lose, she does lose her dog, Muffin.
Muffin. But Muffin's very small. Muffin could have been eaten by a coyote. I don't know why she brought that dog to the woods.
Yes. So the kids wander off. We see some filthy boots and pants that follow them.
Yeah.
And they find a little dog that is mauled.
Just fur.
Yes. That could have been Muffin.
Could have been Muffin.
Police dude shows up and asks what they're doing there, takes them back to camp.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And the camp counselor basically just says, like,
Totally big deal.
no seconds on dessert for Jeff and Sandra tonight.
I know.
So, but the cop is leaving camp and he sees someone running in the woods, chases him.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of the, we haven't really talked about up to this point, but the,
Right.
that
Is that
sound
first in
effect.
this movie?
It's a very good question, and I think so, but it might have been in, well, the lore behind it is basically that it's Jason hearing his
Mother.
mom
Say
yes,
Red Bull.
yes, exactly,
And Mark Twain.
yes, saying Mark Twain, yes. Anyway, so maybe it was first in this movie. It could have been in the other movie. I can't remember if it's in
Okay.
the first one. But, you know, the series is known for that. So you hear it a lot. It's going crazy. It's basically like Jason's ringtone.
Yes.
And, you know, so you know he's around.
So
So
now-
the cop,
sorry.
yes, the cop goes through the woods and finds a shack,
Yeah.
which belongs to Jason, which happens to have a toilet.
Yeah.
So he somehow,
Where do you get that toilet?
I don't know.
Jason may be crazy, but he's not going to build a hut without a toilet.
Exactly. So he opens a room and he says, the cop says, my God. And then he gets a hammer claw on the back of his head and
Yep.
dies.
Mhm.
Well, I'm assuming
we assume he
dies.
died.
Yes,
Now it's nighttime again
it is. And
because they're having a party in their lodge.
they are.
Ginny
and they're,
and Paul are playing chess.
well, wait.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So, yes, right before that, the camp counselor guy, I'm just going to call him that, even though he's the
Paul.
same age. Yeah, Paul says, hey, it's the last night on the town. Like, you can go out to the town if you want. It's
Right.
the last night. So if you want to do it. So the party
Are you
is
sure
split.
it's that night? Because Ginny goes to
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
That's right. She doesn't go.
Yep.
Well, I want to
Yep.
address the chess. Is there anything else? Because Ginny is playing Paul at chess in
That-
front of the
no,
fireplace.
I think that's
It's before
a
they go to
night-
town
It is before they go to town.
because
So go ahead.
you're heading for town. So
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I got things to
Do-
talk about at the party.
Yeah, do your bit.
My bit? What bit? It's just Ginny and Paul playing chess. And
Oh,
Ginny
and so-
says checkmate, and he stares at the board the whole rest of the time that she's talking about going to bed and going to the
Okay.
party. He is stunned that she checkmated him. He's just staring at the chess. I don't know if you noticed that.
I thought you were going to comment when she says something about when she calls him like white man or
Yes,
no, or
she goes-
something. Yes.
She says,
Yeah.
nope, or something, white man, checkmate. And he just stares at the board the whole time. So, you know, I got a few reasons why Paul was so flabbergasted and stunned.
Why was Paul so flabbergasted and stunned?
Well, first reason, he was sure that remark about staying clean during their menstrual cycle would put Ginny off her game.
That's good. Okay.
He could have sworn that it was actually Colonel Mustard in the library with a rope.
That's very good. Okay.
And
Because in chess,
yeah,
that's a
in
different
chess,
game.
it's usually not the Colonel
It's-
Mustard.
exactly. It's Miss Scarlet,
Yeah.
which would tie in with the menstrual cycle. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
And the last reason, during the whole game, he was distracted as he was trying to look up menstrual cycle in the dictionary.
That's good. He was trying to look it up on his TV.
Yes, on his TV.
But those type of TVs have been invented yet. So it's good.
So where are we? Our notes are all messed up with each other.
That's okay. We can.
Hey.
I mean, if you have other things there, that's fine. Otherwise, we can say that it was.
No, I just said the man outside was killed, so I'm just trying to chop. Oh, but
Okay.
there's a chainsaw foreshadowing because when they're making dinner, she has a chainsaw, cuts up wood, and I'm like, you didn't need to do that with a chainsaw. But
Agreed. And then she doesn't she just put it in a cabinet?
no, she.
We see it later pulled out of a cabinet.
She conks Paul on the head. Maybe I don't know what she does with it. I thought she
Okay.
threw it on the fire
Okay.
because they're eating marshmallows. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. They go swimming. It's daytime. They're training because they have these terrible jokes. This should be on Seddy Bimco.
The terrible jokes are before the couple go off on their own.
Yeah, like
Yes.
what is it? What's green and goes 1,000 miles an hour? I think that's the joke or something.
A frog and a blunder.
Yeah. And what's brown and sits on Beethoven's piano?
I can't remember. I couldn't actually hear the punchline.
Oh,
I want to turn subtitles on.
his last movement,
Ah, that's good.
also known
mean-
as a Red Bull back in Beethoven's time.
Oh boy. This episode's sponsored by Red Bull, by the way. For
No.
those who didn't know.
Needle Drop Records in Rochester, New York.
Oh boy.
Find all your records, unless you're looking for Ghostbusters soundtrack for Kevin Cablasto. Take that shit to Target.
That's right. Okay.
The original
so,
one. That's the original one you bought for 1984 film.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where we're at.
I'm gonna get us back on track.
No dessert here. You're way ahead of me. Why?
That's fine.
Why did the police? The police never missed that cop that died. They never come looking around like.
For those listening on their TV at home, Tim spilled some Red Bull on himself, and he's currently short-circuiting. So I will get us back on track here. This is why we have two people hosting the show.
Yeah.
So Paul tells them, hey, guys, if you want, you can go to town or stay at camp. So the group is divided.
Yep.
The wheelchair guy, Mark.
He stays behind because he doesn't want to
He
ruin their
stays
good
behind.
time
Yep.
because he smells.
Yes. The couple that went to camp are in the original at the beginning of the truck.
Yep, they stay.
They stay. Nipple girl stays.
Yes.
And she's the girl that got hit with the slingshot in the
Slingshot.
butt. And in this scene, she is more nipple than woman. Yeah, and she decides to stay as well. So
Because the girl that got hit with the
it's very
slingshot,
distracting.
she's
Yes.
the one who owns Muffin. She's always going around looking for
Yes.
Muffin.
Yes. Although she didn't say that. She just says that she wants to go for a walk in this
Yeah.
case. So,
Yeah.
and then
Anyway,
there's another girl there too, Tara, maybe. I
Mhm.
don't know, who is into Mark.
Wheelchair
so-
guy and a girl. I don't know what her name is. You remember?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah. I think it's Rachel. Yeah,
They play digital hockey, which
they do.
on handheld games that you probably don't know anything about.
No, I remember those. I do
Wow.
remember those.
Handheld hockey games.
I've been around for all the video games since the beginning.
Well, he says, "What do you like, hockey or football?" And she's like, "The one that has a puck."
and
Doing
I
the whole
assume-
stupid act for him.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
He says, "I want to play the one where it's usually Colonel Mustard in the library with the axe pick."
Chess.
So,
Chess is what I'm referring to.
and she's also like trying to ask indelicate questions because she finds out he was in a motorcycle class,
Oh yeah.
and she's like, "So, does anything work below?"
Did you say motorcycle class?
Yeah, he was in a
Motorcycle-
motorcycle class. That's how he
Yes,
got.
he was.
That's how he
Yeah.
got paralyzed.
He failed the class.
He
and
failed
they
no,
crippled him.
The students beat him up. You didn't hear the story.
Okay, gotcha.
But I forget what
So-
she says. But she's like, "So does just
She's
your
like-
legs not work?"
Yes.
Eh.
She said, so, yeah, as Dr. Ruth would say, yes. Are you still able to procreate?
Yes.
So, are you able to impregnate me? So, and then she says, at what point of my cycle do I need to be on?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, but yes, she does ask that question. And he says something like, because you're all over. I need to find in my notes his response. He says something like, "Oh, I managed to still get things done," or something like that.
I manage okay.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Okay, so we basically have everyone pairing off. We've got the people that went to town. We're just going to focus on the camp people for a minute here, because this movie is very
because
complicated.
Scott is the stalker of the woman who he shot with a slingshot. She goes swimming naked, as we knew she's going to get naked. He steals her clothes like an ass.
Yep.
He's in the bushes giggling again.
Yes.
This guy's a problem.
He is.
He's a future problem.
He is. Well, not for long.
No.
Because he ends up stepping into a trap that goes around his ankle and leaves him hanging upside down. Tara goes off to get something to cut him down. But in the meantime, he gets his throat slit.
Yep.
Tara finds a little pocket knife and says, like, I swear if you ever do this to me again, I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
And then he kind of rotates around and she realizes he's dead. We have a nice transition of her screaming.
Yep. To the band.
Guitar. Yeah. I thought that was actually really well done. Yep. And I think it was that moment that I said,
here it is.
You know what? This movie's actually pretty good.
Yeah. It was shot well.
Yeah, it was. It was. So
Ted, our jokester, he's being a jerk to the waitress, saying, I don't know what he's saying to her.
I have to ask you about this because I didn't get this. I figured if anyone knew bad jokes, it'd be you. So he said that the waitress says, or the bartender says, you sure you don't want me to clear those bottles for you? And he says, no, I'm collecting them. And she says, I just don't want the bar to fall down upon you. Something like that.
Oh, because the bottles are so heavy, I guess, right?
I don't know. Why? I don't get it.
But I don't think it was a joke.
The bar.
I think it was him being a jerk.
I guess.
They were holding the ceiling up.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
I don't freaking know. Anyway, yes.
So Jenny at the bar. Ginny.
I believe.
Well, there's another lady. Well, it's the girl who's like, because this movie's weird. She's like, I don't know. Maybe Jason's out there. We should be serious. Because
he's a Hitler car woman.
Is that her? I thought she stayed. Okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right.
You know why
right.
I know it's her?
Yeah.
Because they mention early on that she studies child psychology.
She's the one that's like explains the whole plot. It's like he's out there and he's mad because that lady killed his mom and he's got Oedipus, whatever.
Oh my God. I love how I have exact quotes from the section and you're just
and I'm not
butchering
saying
butchering it. Yes. So she mentions that he's a psychopath and then she says, and you can censor this, but I'm quoting the movie. Listen, folks, this is a movie from 1981. And she literally says, he's a frightened retard.
Yes. See.
Which, in this case, she didn't mean to be derogatory, I don't believe.
Not back
then, and based on her study. And then she also says he's a child in a man's body.
Yep.
Which, honestly, I think these are interesting things to think about. Maybe not the one, but in regard to the character of Jason.
Nope.
She also says how he never went to school. The only person he ever knew was his mother.
Homeschooled.
That's also plot relevant.
Yes.
And she says, I doubt Jason would have even known the meaning of death until the night that he saw his mother killed.
Yeah.
And then she goes off about he must have seen his mother killed all because she loved him and talks about,
Because then the men are like, stupid woman, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Let's drink.
Yeah. So there's a moment of clarity, and that character also, I believe she stops drinking. Yes,
they do this in so many old movies where a woman's like, I don't know, I think the house is haunted. And they're like, you're just on your menstrual cycle.
It's true.
But this movie, I'm on the guy's side because there's no that's weird that both ladies like, we should find out more about Jason.
Yes,
because we totally believe it could be real and not just something the counselor scared us with. I mean.
Sure. So to be the voice of reason and actually, no, I'm actually agreeing with you here, which is odd. But it doesn't make sense that Jason would even be alive or be around.
No,
because there's never been any physical, like no one's actually seen him.
Nope.
It was a dream in which one woman saw him, and then she died.
Yes.
And then it was also the mother that killed everyone. So there's no logical reason that Jason would be alive when he drowned in the lake.
Right. right?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
To your point,
I'm right.
These people. Okay, you're right. There you go. I'll just say it so I can keep going.
It's like if we went camping and I'd be like, we should just go check, see if Sasquatch is around here, huh? See if there's some footprints before we settle down.
That's a very, very, very real scenario.
It's a very real.
But also you do that if we go to like Olive Garden.
That's right.
So yeah, we should see if Sasquatch is in the bathroom. I'm not
True.
going to the bathroom with you. Yes. So okay. So anyway,
Can we go back to the wheelchair guy?
We do, because we go back to camp. One couple goes upstairs and Mark, yeah, this is where she finds out, oh, I do okay. So he goes outside looking for Vicky.
Well, Vicky went to get some sexy underwear.
Oh, sure.
Remember?
Sexy brown underwear.
And she gets killed, or we think.
Yes.
And he goes out in the wheelchair and the bench.
Yeah.
The porch.
Yes.
So that he can be hit in the head with a machete and roll down some long stairs backwards.
Brutal. It's so brutal. And I wrote it in my notes. Yeah, he goes down one flight of stairs, like it's maybe 3 or 4, and then all of a sudden it's a side of a hill, and it's just a wall of stairs, and they cut it off at some point.
They freeze framed before you could see it was a dummy, I think, right?
Yes, that's. I bet the dummy spun around and it was obvious it was fake.
Yeah.
Because they freeze framed and like zoomed in on it. But what an awful fate. So
he did start playing the harmonica. So if you know. So.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, it's justified.
It's okay.
So I need to call this out about this movie and why I revisited it differently. So first movie, I don't care about Kevin Bacon's character, just kill him.
Yeah.
In this movie, I actually like Mark is a fine character. I have nothing against Mark.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And they start to build these characters enough that you don't feel like they're total garbage characters. Therefore, when they get killed, you actually feel like, oh no, to a degree.
Yeah.
They don't just feel disposable.
True.
And like garbage human beings. So they did a really good job in terms of that.
I didn't care about Jeff and Terry.
No,
because
I didn't either. I didn't either. I really didn't.
They were,
but like,
yeah.
But like Mark,
yeah.
I was like, no one's safe.
And Vicky,
not even yeah. So, but they also like gave you enough time with each character enough that it's like, I don't know, the characters had some personality, which is a big step over the first movie. I know you haven't seen the first movie in a long time, but it's a huge improvement over the first movie. So, and that the characters actually had something going on. Yes.
A lot of our characters decide to drive home drunk in the Hitler car, but Ted and a few others, he stays at the bar.
Yes.
I have to point that out. We never see him again.
He asked like this older couple or older people, like, is there an after party type place?
They're like, yes.
Yeah. And Ted beat the horror slasher film by partying in town.
Yes.
He lives. We never see him again. He lives.
He's like, is there any Mark Twain to go to after this?
That's right. Any historical locations that I can visit? Any Mark Twain beds I can sleep in? So, meanwhile, the couple you hate,
they get stabbed.
Yep. There's some double penetration going on here.
Got to get to the ending, man.
Yep. So they get a spear that goes through them into the floor.
And he does, I don't know where this happens, but I have this written down. He's got a pitchfork eventually like the Prowler. Wears a sack like the Prowler.
Yes. So yeah. Well, here's the thing. Didn't you also do the town that dreaded sundown?
Yep. He wears a sack like town that dreaded sundown.
Very derivative from that movie. Like overalls and the sack in the head.
And Star Wars, didn't Darth Vader wear a sack over his head? I don't remember seeing his face.
No, that was an Empire.
Okay.
Yeah. They show him in his meditation chamber.
With a sack.
And a sack over his head and overalls on. Yeah.
Playing the banjo. I know.
Yes.
So
he's playing Imperial March on his banjo.
So they come home and it's a bit of a mess here. They start to find the blood.
So yes.
Paul fights with him. Yeah, we don't really see him die for sure.
So Vicky gets stabbed. Vicky goes looking. She finds Mark. Or she goes looking for Mark, but finds Sandra and Jeff.
You mean Ginny? Ginny?
No, Vicky. Vicky is the one who you thought died in the brown underwear, but now you do see her get killed.
Okay.
Because she goes into the bed. Jason's in there. That's when you first see him with his
Sack.
hood. Sack. That's when you see Jason's sack. And so Jason slashes the victim with a knife before stabbing her. And the counselors show up and they say, like, these kids smoke better dope than I do.
I know. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Like kids, they're all at the same age.
Yeah. And so then they find the blood on the sheets, and then
That's a long fight with.
Yes. Ginny's like, Paul, there's someone in the room. There's someone in the room.
Yeah, you can't see him. That was kind of creepy.
And then it goes from Jason slaughtering people easily to Paul and Jason tussling.
Yeah,
they're just tussling.
No,
they're like having a slap fight. But then Jason gets up and chases Ginny a bunch,
and she fights back with a chainsaw, and so all this stuff.
Yep, and
Pretty
he has
good.
the pitchfork in the car and blah blah blah. But she hits him with a chainsaw, and he just kind of like
falls over.
Yeah, and like waves his arms, like, dude, stop. It's like it's a chainsaw against his arm, and it just barely does. And I do love. There is a part where Jason stands on a chair and it breaks under him.
I was laughing. I'm like, is this a comedy now?
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's Inspector Clouseau. Like,
seriously. So she ends up at yes. Go ahead.
But also you don't remember when I mentioned this in the Prowler. You didn't remember this, but when she hid from the Prowler under a bed, a rat came by. And she's hiding under the bed in this movie, and a rat comes by.
That does happen. Yes. I noticed the rat in this. I once again do not remember.
And she wets her pants because of that. I'm like, really?
Yes. Yes.
And if it wouldn't run across the floor. You wet your pants with your jeans on. You know, right? You have experience. It just kind of wets your pants. It doesn't like drip everywhere.
Well,
you know what it's like.
If you've had enough Jolt Cola, it just burns right through. Yes. So.
But yeah, a big puddle comes out from under the bed, and that's how he sees her.
Yes.
Very strange.
Which the actress actually hated.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I found out that she hated that. So anyway,
she runs into the woods. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. She goes to Jason's hovel.
Why? It looks like not a helpful place at all.
No, there's so many things done wrong, but it's a horror movie, so we'll give it that. She runs into Jason's hovel and says, "Please help me."
Right.
As if a normal, well-adjusted individual lives in this place. And so instead she goes in and finds Jason's mom's head on an altar, which we haven't seen up to this point. Nope. That's what the cops saw earlier. And was like, oh my God. And then she sees a sweater and a knife. And so she's like, ooh, this looks good. This looks like my size. So she puts the sweater on. She picks up the knife.
Pulling an Anthony Perkins.
Yes.
Backwards.
Thank you.
Backwards Anthony Perkins.
Thank you. A crisscross Anthony Perkins, if you will.
Flip flop, if you will.
So Jason comes in and she says,
turncoat, if you will. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So she says, a turn sweater, actually.
Yeah, a turn sweater.
She says, Jason, it's all done, Jason. You've done your job and mommy is pleased. Mommy has a reward for you. She basically talks to him like you would a dog. Mm-hmm. And it works. Yep. It starts to work, but then she moves and Jason sees the head still sitting on the pedestal, the altar, and comes out of his trance. Yep. And then Paul shows up and tussles again.
No.
More slap fighting. And so anyway, she gets Jason with the machete in the neck shoulder area.
Yeah.
They take off his bag mask.
Yeah.
And
they don't show us, right?
No, we don't see it, but they react and they're just like, ugh.
Oh my God.
They're like, gnarly. So they go back to the cabin. They're armed and
Muffin comes back, by the way.
But it's Muffin.
Sorry, didn't mean to jump on your
You're good. That's
your
literally
joke.
what There's no joke. There's no
funny.
joke. It's Muffin.
It's Muffin.
Muffin is fine.
But he's got mail in his mouth. That's why it was funny.
Is what in his mouth?
Mail, the post. Junk mail. And it's all junk mail. So
okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway.
Classic. Yes.
Classic Muffin.
But then in slow motion, Jason busts through the back window.
Okay. And I saw the giant window. I knew, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't have windows in my house. They're all boarded up.
I can see.
No, don't look behind me. Don't look behind me. It's a fake background. Anyway, so Jason goes through slow motion. He's still got the knife at him, but it is like 2 minutes of slow motion.
Right.
You know, to the point of where you get to see his unmasked head.
Yep.
And he has red hair.
I read they filmed that like 12 times and the actress hated it.
The actress hated it?
Yeah, because they did it like 12 times.
Sure. I don't blame her. And apparently fans of Jason also hate the way he looks.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, is that controversy?
I guess so. I'm totally indifferent.
Are you sure?
I think
that's not you on Twitter causing wars?
Jason fan 42069 is not me. So anyway.
So
yes.
it ends with her being taken away in an ambulance. We don't see where Paul is. She's like,
so
Paul, where's Paul?
So wait. So we get
okay.
the 2 minute slow motion. I'm basically saying exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get Ginny on a stretcher. It cuts to day.
Yeah.
And then Ginny's being pulled away in a stretcher. And then we cut back to Jason's shack and with his mom's head in the altar.
Mm-hmm. With the dead body still there of the woman that got naked. She was there.
Yeah. I think Tara or something.
But she's like, where's Paul? Paul.
Yeah.
Where's John?
Yeah.
Where's Ringo? Come on. One more. Where's George?
Where's Oak?
Where's Pete Best?
Yes. Yeah.
Where's Sutcliffe?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Eric Clapton? He recorded that one album. Okay, go ahead. Are we done? Do you have anything else to say?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So there was an original ending, and this sounds made up, but it's real. The original ending was when they showed the head. It like opened its eyes and smiled.
He opened his eyes and smiled?
Not he. She.
Oh.
Like Jason's mom's head.
Oh.
Open it.
No, when I saw the last scene, I said, that looks like a real head. Not like before. It looked different.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
And they said it did not work at all.
No, why would it
work?
But
it was supposed to have worked in the sense of audiences see that and then they know that. What was his name? Paul? Paul is dead.
Wow.
So, and it's like, what? No, that makes no sense. No. They shouldn't have done that.
Paul was not dead. That was all just a rumor, marketing.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
It didn't mean anything that he had his shoes off when he walked across Abbey Road.
If you play the movie backwards.
Sorry.
So anyway, everyone knows that your audience is both slasher
Beatles.
and Beatles fans. Yeah.
It's a niche.
Yeah.
Niche market.
So anyway, it's the end of the movie.
Revenge? Yep. Okay. Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you.
Revenge. One of us will die.
You're so good at this. Who from this movie is most likely to bring up politics at a Russian baby shower? So this is easy. Who survived?
Yeah. Oh,
prankster.
No.
Prankster Ted.
No.
What? Okay.
No,
what's your idea?
Listen.
Okay.
Mine is the doomed man. Mine is.
Oh, I thought they had to have lived, but we'll go with you.
No. They listen. People have lives. There's 5 years that happened between these two movies.
All right.
Crazy Ralph was his name in the credits. So I'd say Crazy Ralph was the one who he rode his bicycle to Russia. And and then did
he go across the Bering Strait or wait, it's not there anymore.
No, he oceaned it.
Okay.
He like Jason walking across, not in this movie, but Jason walking underwater.
Okay.
No, it was what was his name again? Crazy something. Crazy.
Was it
Ralph.
his relative? Was it his brother in Russia?
Yes, it was Crazy.
Ivan. Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan. Thank you.
He was named after the submarine turn.
Yes.
And after a sex-positive term that Dr. Ruth uses, Crazy Ivan.
Yes, the Crazy Ivan. So yes.
So, and he went through customs. He just said, "You're doomed," right?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're like, "You Americans." What politics is going on back then? Reagan was just elected.
Yes. The
He
thing
says, "We will crush you." That's what he says.
You're doomed. Translates in Russian to "more vodka, please, comrade."
Okay.
So
they just keep giving him drinks.
Yeah. So it was lost in translation.
Nice.
So So Crazy Ivan was just stuck over there
for a while.
And he never. Yeah.
He did come back for this movie.
Crazy Ivan survived.
Yeah. Oh.
Because he was out partying.
Right.
Yes. So, and as we all know, was it Ted? Ted studied Russian while at college. So when he heard "you're doomed," he understood and he knew to continue partying.
Oh.
That's why he survived.
And he went on an excellent adventure.
Exactly. He did.
Even without Bill.
Yep. Exactly. So.
The end.
There you go.
We made that up on the spot.
There's your answer. Improv.
Oh, so I do a story because you're not going to bother.
Yes.
It's not required of Kevin Cablasto.
Yes.
Okay.
Until my name's on Instagram. Please don't add my name now. All right. So this podcast does revenge things. So let's hear your story.
Oh, yeah. We create our revenge things, as Kevin says. No sequels they didn't have. So we know there was a part 3 where he got his mask, right? His hockey mask. But we're going to imagine this is a universe where this movie didn't do well.
Sure.
So we see a different kind of sequel. In fact, the sequel is filmed by the astronauts, NASA, because they wanted to train to shoot the next fake moon landing they were planning, a return to the moon. So they went to Camp Crystal to do the filming, and a few astronauts were very upset that the liquid Oreos and the tubes were missing the white filling. Nobody brought any electric hockey to play.
I feel like you're catering the Oreo thing to your audience, but continue.
To you.
Yes.
But they go to work filming. And of course, horrifically, some astronauts were stabbed or skewered by space tools by a guy in a space helmet.
Oh, Jason
while the
X.
while they're in the anti-gravity special effects chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. We do a movie with him in space. Mm-hmm. I didn't think of that. I wasn't thinking of that.
That's okay.
So a female astronaut said that...
oh my God, there's a female astronaut in that one. Continue.
This female astronaut, while they're around the campfire, says that Werner von Braun could still be alive and out for revenge.
Who the hell's that?
As she was sure... Werner von Braun, you don't know who that is?
No.
He is a Nazi.
Why am I not surprised?
And America said, oh, you know how to shoot rockets. Never mind, you're not in trouble. You come have dinner with Walt Disney, and you help us get to the moon. And he did.
Yowza.
You didn't know all this?
No.
Oh.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Werner von Braun.
I'm looking at Walt Disney right now.
Oh, he had dinner with Walt.
No. Yes.
So, this female Werner von Braun was said to have died in 1977, drowning in a freak pool accident because the lifeguards were busy reading a novelization of Star Wars. And he was disfigured.
Wait, what year was this?
77.
No, 79 is when Star Wars came out.
77.
Okay, yeah, I'm mixing up with Empire. Sorry.
77.
Okay.
Werner was disfigured, but the swastika tattoo on his arm made easy to identify that it was actually Werner von Braun. Okay. So they're all like, no, he can't be alive. And this woman's like, no. He's upset that we're faking moon landings when he knows we could build rockets to get there. So he's out for revenge on all of us for making these fake moon landing films. So they kept filming.
Oh, so Empire's 80. I was thinking of Alien. Yeah. Continue.
NASA also thought they could get people interested in the space program again if they added some nude scenes to the moon landing. So 2 female astronauts got naked and they swam in a moon pond that they pretend to discover. And while they swam, they talk about The Empire Strikes Back and how cool it is, and but they're interrupted because someone shows up wearing only a space helmet on his head.
What year is this?
This is the sequel.
81?
Yeah.
This is 81. Okay, it's past 81. Okay.
The girls scream just before he kills them both with a moon pitchfork that they discovered earlier on the moon.
That's good.
Which reminds me.
Yes?
Oh, earlier in the movie, we didn't mention this, but when she's swimming before she dies, they kind of play the Jaws theme.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Yeah. I was like, you didn't get sued for that?
I know.
That was very noticeable. So
yes.
So these girls in the moon pond, they're killed. And thus, it's suffice to say that all the astronauts get murdered by someone wearing a space helmet in various moon-themed ways, like shoving tubes of liquid Oreo cookie down their throat, or blasting them with rocket thrusters, or shoving guys down some steps in his space wheelchair. So only Johnny Getty survives to the end, and he starts up his Volkswagen moon buggy to get away. And the man in the space helmet, jumps on the roof, and they have a car chase, and the buggy crashes into a shack where all the space harpoons are stored, and Nick kills and skewers the guy in the helmet. And his face is disfigured, but it did have a swastika tattoo, just like Werner von Braun, like the girl had predicted. And as Johnny Getty was being carried away on a stretcher, he starts to scream, and a tiny Werner von Braun bursts from his chest. But then he wakes up. It was all a dream that happened. He's still being carried away to the hospital. So
that's good.
The end. And that movie's called, don't you know?
No.
Apollo 13 Part 2. Come on. Logically.
That's good.
That or Alien.
Yeah. It's good. Oh, I forgot to mention back in the first scene of the movie.
Yeah.
When they find the head in the fridge, Sean Connery Connecticut's own Sean Connery.
Really?
Yes, would have said, "It's no time to lose your head, Money Penny."
Right.
Yeah,
If only he was available.
it's true. He was originally supposed to be playing Jason and doing the voice of Jason, but
Right.
yeah, he was playing James Bond.
Isn't
at
the first
time.
movie have the son of Frank Sinatra in it, if I remember?
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, the first movie. His
I
son.
didn't know.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. It's
Yes, Kevin Bacon.
Bing Crosby's son. No, there's a famous actor's son in the first movie.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's Bing Crosby's son. He got the arrow in the eye because he had a long story
yeah.
that what they did with his eye, it actually infected his actual eye and was like in pain for a month.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Huh. I didn't know that. Yes.
it's great having you here because now it's.
Do we have letters?
Oh, I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm just saying it's been great having you here, and I'm going to check for letters.
Okay. Nice segue.
Nobody. Let's see. I'll refresh it because Dirk Feelgood will write in like
He
20
will.
minutes after the show's over.
Yes.
Dirk.
Well, he's in England.
Nothing here.
They're,
Nothing
they're
here.
20 minutes ahead.
Yeah, they're like 20 minutes ahead. He sees Doctor
Yep.
Who a whole 12 hours before me.
It's true.
5 hours. Sorry.
Yes.
Or 12
Yes.
hours.
Bye, Tim.
Hour and a half. Well, wait. So love us and like us. But thank you for coming along. Send us letters at Seddy Bimco with the E at the end.com. Seddy Bimco with the E at the end at gmail.com. And we're on all the socials except Facebook and Twitter. We don't like those. I don't support them.
It's good.
You can if you want, but give us a lot of stars. Listen to Kevin on Spaghetti and Freddy with
Oh my
Kevin and
God.
Yoli.
There you go.
And that's it. I think I
Good.
said everything. We forgot a whole bunch of stuff. All right.
Arde, thanks, Tim. It was great being here.
Yeah, and you turned around. You liked this movie.
Yeah, I did. So yeah,
Yeah.
now I have to rethink the entire series.
Yeah.
I will say,
Uh-huh.
as I said before, watching them all back to back,
Yeah.
it becomes a little rinse and repeat. Watching it on his own, fresh experience.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to take a year in between.
yeah. There you go. That's the way to do it. So, 40 years later,
All right.
you'll finish the series.
So I'll try to end this. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's amazing having you here.
Yeah, whoa, so it's
George
fun.
will be back next week.
Yeah,
And we're going to watch 1976's Gator, starring Burt Reynolds. Hey, it was directed by Burt Reynolds. Tell me.
Yeah.
We're going to watch that movie.
That's a good movie. Well,
All right. We'll talk to everybody
Yeah.
later.
Bye, Connecticut.
Bye.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
He was
Yeah.
one of
I
the
know.
workers bought him liquor at a discount, and he had a few drinks, and he was spending the night looking up the price of the liquor. And what he was saying was, I could get it cheaper here. You're ripping me off. But the guy's like, it's fine. You want it? I'll give you money back. I don't care. I just thought I got the best one. And he wouldn't let it go. He goes, no, I just don't want you ripping me off. And he's asking the other bartender about it. She's a young girl who's not. She's like, I don't know.
That was the guy in the show or the son of the guy?
Well, I'm going to
that was in
cut
the
this
show?
out, but
I know.
it's the head cleric who's blessing the.
Oh, okay.
He had a small part in the first season. He's often in crime shows.